It's raining.
Wind looks like the sun's starting to come out, but I don't want to risk it. I think the wind would probably overpower my voice, my sexy voice.
Your sexy voice. I don't know about sexy.
I don't want to deprive the audience of my soothing voice. Turn that around so we can.
What's it do there on Facebook? Are we live yet? Does it just show his when I do that? What's on? You have the video up? Yeah, we're live. Hey guys, if you're on live, we're fixing to get kicked off another 3 to 4 minutes here. Sorry, you see him? Okay, cool. So when he goes around the gym, all I gotta do is click here. Go ahead and need to kill
my. You want to start with the camera on me or the camera not on me?
Let's start with the camera on you.
Got it.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Cool. They
Give
killed it.
Pedro's a shameless plug back there.
Did you? All right. All right, I think we are, let me figure out one other thing here. That's what we're doing. Bam, let me put me on live now.
Uh-oh.
What?
I don't think Facebook can handle all this sexiness.
Two bald heads in the same place. I think mine's shining yours though, dude. I think I got that. Are we on? What time we got? What time do we have? Dude, 2 minutes. Should we wait 2 minutes? Let's talk about how sexual. When? Yeah. No, I already fixed the sound. Thank you. Is anybody logged on? We may not have anybody. Hey, that's cool though, because all this is going to be boosted out to the pages afterwards and email list. So yeah, doing a lot of studying on Facebook Live and stuff, and it just takes a while to build the momentum up.
Right.
You got to provide good content, so you better be on it today. Some good content for us. Hey, we have one viewer. Who we have? Who we have?
Probably my wife.
So if you're your wife, no doubt. Yeah, my wife is not on. She's out shopping for trees. So we're going to get started here. The way this is going to work, if you have any questions or anything, I have my son sitting beside me. He's going to be monitoring those questions. If you have any for Big Dusty Davis. Dusty, if you turn your phone sideways, will it give you a wider view? Hey, there you go. That's better. All right. So let's do some introductions here for a second, okay? For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jerry Martin. I've been in the fitness industry for 10 years, 12 years. Since then, owned 20 different clubs with the help of my beloved wife and my business partner Joey, and been able to coach and mentor people like Dusty. Dusty is more of a, I would say coaching is more of a, we bounce out ideas off each other. But really enjoyed talking to people and learning from other people. And this is why I've been wanting to do this for so long. I'm actually excited about it because as I talk to these club owners in the last year or so, each and every one of them have something different they do that's special. And I thought, man, why can't we share this with the world? Why can't we share it with the rest of the clubs? Because they can take whatever information that Dusty puts out or whoever and use it in their clubs and hopefully maximize their retention and their client base and, of course, their revenue. So definitely excited about that. Also, we put on a fitness and retention conference. Last year it was called East Coast Fitness and Nutrition Conference in Florida. This year we're moving it to Atlanta, and it's Fitness and Retention Conference, so FRC. It will be held last week of September. Zach's going to put a link below here. If you want the speakers from last year, you'll get click on that link. You'll get to see all the speakers from last year, totally free. There's no upsells here, nothing like this. There's no sales that's going to go on here. This is just free information. because it's valuable information. So I have Dusty Davis on the line here. We can talk about him now. And Dusty, how long have you been in business there?
It'll be 18 months on the 7th.
18 months on the 7th.
Yep.
And I like doing this, and I started doing this about 3 months ago when I really started digging deeper and learning more about people, because I realized that I know all these gym owners, but I knew nothing about them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're married. What's your wife's name?
My wife's name is Lauren.
Lauren, how many kids do you have?
4.
4.
Just had number 4.
Gosh, son. How do you have time to do that and run a business? What's up with that?
That's a good question, man. If you figure it out, let me know. Somebody's got to draw me pictures or something. Let me know how to keep happening.
I hear you. How old's your youngest?
He is 2 months. He was born 2 months ago.
Oh, wow. You, Billy Whitehead, and I think CJ are right in the same boat there. Now, Dusty, you hadn't been to any conference. Had you been to any conferences or any?
No, man. Nobody's got time for that, right?
Wow. And it's amazing. Not that you should do what Dusty does, but he's really dove in and learned how to do it himself. And really, he learns by watching. What did you do prior to owning your own business?
Well, I was in the Navy for 20 years. I retired in 2012. Then I was a defense contractor for about a little over 3 years. And then kind of came to a point where I knew that I had pretty much done all I was going to be able to do in that area. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of stuck in the spot, and it was just a perfect storm. So I walked away, and I always knew I wanted to own my own business, and I knew I liked the fitness industry. So, Fit Body Boot Camp was kind of like just kind of landed in my lap one day, and I just ran with it.
That's awesome. Is that when you shaved your head, or has it been always like that?
No, I've been shaving my head for a while. Too much time in the sun in the Middle East will do this to you. I don't know what your excuse is, but that's mine.
My excuse is I just started losing it. I'd rather say I have a shaved head instead of a bald head. That's
there you go. There you
go. All right. So if you could, and we're going to talk more about what you was able to do inside your club in just a few minutes. But before we start with that, right after I say this stuff, I want you to walk us around your gym, show us your stations, your weigh stations, and everything that you do there. Because as an owner, I love going inside somebody else's gym, see how everything's laid out, and see if I can get any ideas. Before we do that, though, I want to remind anybody who's watching, you know how Facebook Live works. If you could share, love, hearts, anything you can put out there would be awesome. Facebook will help us reach more people. Also, share it to any club owner, any person that would benefit from this. We're going to do this every Thursday. We'll announce the next speaker next Tuesday, or I say speaker, the next club owner. And and then when you enter your email in the link below, you will actually get email reminders. And if you miss it for some reason, we'll email you out the video too. So that way you don't miss out. We have some great owners coming up, so make sure you do that. So anyway, take us around your club there, big guy. Can you flip the camera around?
Here. I know I don't want to deprive you guys of my sexy face, but I'll go ahead and turn the camera around.
He keeps talking about how sexy he is. He lives in his own dusty world. I tell myself that too. Everybody says, all right. Oh, yes.
All right. So here we go. This is the lobby.
It looks like you just.
There's not much in here. What did you say?
It looks like you just moved in. There's nothing there.
Well, this is actually where we do our group orientations and group closes and all that stuff. I have a party rental literally right next door, and I just go grab chairs and put them in here for the weekend orientation. We've gone through so many ideas of what to do about this party. It just kind of stays this way. But with the influx of more and more people, I think we're probably going to end up making it just a sitting area. Probably throw up a TV for the kids to watch and that sort of thing. So it's pretty boring. But like I said, when orientations or we have big groups come in, we do them here, set up chairs, and go through everything.
So if you do have kids come in, or do you have kids come in?
We have kids come in.
Would they just stay up there?
They stay in here. They stay in the office. We just try to keep them out of the workout room, basically.
Right.
So,
cool.
A lot of kids just like to, hang out in here. We give them a password, and if mom and dad wants them to watch the iPad or the iPhone, they do that.
Right.
And then they're done.
Now that you're making all that money, you need to buy the kids a TV to hang in there, okay?
Well, you know what? It's always I'm always safety first. I guess that's just being in the military so long.
Uh-huh.
I'm always afraid that if I put up a TV, some kid's gonna grab the cord and pull it down or something. So it's always, those things are always on my mind. So anyway, that's probably a little paranoid, but anyway, I'll probably end up doing it anyway. So that's the lobby.
Cool. And you're in a warehouse, right? You're in like an
Yeah,
industrial.
we're in a warehouse. I would go outside, but like I said, it's kind of windy and it's typical Maryland, all 4 seasons in one day. So the wind would probably drown out my voice. But yeah, we're in a warehouse. We're in a group of about 10 or 12 different businesses lined up here. I'm pretty much right in the middle. Let's see, as far as square feet goes, we're about about 24 wide. And then I think we're about 75 long, 75, 80 long, something like that total. This is the office. Got the pictures of the kids, all that stuff.
Cool.
Computer. Got a little. That's where we do most of our business here. And then there's the take you to the exciting part. This
There's
is
where the magic happens.
Where the magic happens. You got it. Sound system. We got some of it's drywall here. Some of it's cinder block. Okay. And there we got the boxes. We change up everything all the time. We're always doing multiple stations. It could be anywhere from 2 stations to 6 stations. So sometimes we just like to mix it up, keep everybody guessing, keep the clients on their toes. They never know what's going to happen when they come in here.
Right.
So there's our boxes. We got both wood, steel. There's the TRX. I think I'll turn it sideways so you guys get a little bit better view.
Yeah, so you have your TRX mounted straight to the walls.
TRX mounted straight to the wall. And, it's because we're kind of a little bit narrow. We got the 24 by, I guess it's about 24 by 64 in here. I'm more interested in efficiency and space because, if I got to jam 30 people in here, I can't have a bunch of equipment taking up room. So, if I can mount them to the wall, it's better. It's better. It's much better. And it seems to work well. Sometimes those rigs that you put the TRX on, they'll give a little bit, move a little bit. Cinder block doesn't give or move at all.
All right, cool. Move
So
around.
we got our medicine balls, and moving on down, we got the ropes. Ropes here. Those are the big ropes. We don't deal with the little bitty ropes that don't really do anything for you. We get people with some guns after a few months of this. All right. So again, we don't have any real AC in the building. Again, it's Maryland. It's usually pretty decent year round, but in those couple months in the summertime when it gets pretty warm, we have a series of fans that I've strategically placed that when they're all on there, it pretty much creates like everywhere gets pretty good air.
Okay, cool.
And then we open up the doors. We got the garage door there, and then that door, and the front door, and all the fans moving. Then it keeps it pretty cool. At least cool enough for 30-minute workouts.
Right.
And then there go our gliders, our little purple discs of joy.
You know what's funny? Can I say something about them sliders? I was at a conference and I forgot their name. I have it here, but I met the lady who invented those sliders. Actually invented sliders. She had a booth there, and yeah, she's had to sue several people because she has a patent on them. But that's her sliders.
Oh, yeah?
I thought was very cool.
Interesting. Yeah, and here are the weights. Okay, we've got a couple racks of weights and some kettlebells. There's a water station.
Yeah. So do you have a weigh station or anything like that where they weigh in at?
We do all that in the office.
Okay, cool.
And actually, as far as that goes, we've noticed that we do both inches and weight. We actually do BMI for challenges. Mm-hmm. And we noticed that a lot of people maybe not losing a lot of weight, but they're losing a lot of inches.
Right.
But the weight, they seem to be so focused on the weight that they get discouraged, even though they might lose 6 or 8 inches. So we're very seriously considering just measuring weight altogether because it's such a not really a good indicator of how fit somebody is, because you can weigh weight and look 10 different ways.
Yeah, so fitness assessments will help out with that too. I'm assuming you do fitness assessments, yeah.
Oh yeah, we do fitness assessments. And then there's our 2 check-in iPads there for Zen Planner. Everybody checks in, they make sure we get the attendance. And just walking back around towards the front, here's our 2 bathrooms. All right, pretty good sized bathrooms. A lot of people get changed in there. A lot of people have showers and big dressing rooms and stuff like that. I really had, I would say, maybe 5 inquiries about, do you have locker room and showers?
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem to be a big deal. A lot of people have asked me about it, like outside, but as far as the clients go, they don't seem to really care.
Yeah, my wife is wanting me to put 2 showers in her club, and I'm like, come on. And it's become, well, it's a lot of money. And I was just talking to Freddie Flawless, and he just took his out when he did his remodel. He said nobody used it as much.
No.
And, so, yeah, I got you. So if you want to sit down, we can go ahead, and if you want to get a place where it's comfortable, flip your camera around. And
sure.
I appreciate you showing us around the gym. That's awesome. So I've been talking to you, I don't know, ever since you opened, just about, right?
Sure, the whole time.
Yeah, and you struggled there for a while. I think you had 100 members there for how long? And then was it 4 months ago you started ramping up?
It's bounced back and forth. We did got to a little bit of a slow start, and then we late about a year ago we did pretty well. We went from 50 or 60 all the way up to 100. So, and then summer hit. And we had a little bit of a lag there because of the summer months. And then fall hit, and we got picked it back up a little over 100. And then Christmas was holidays were about the same as the summer, and they kind of really dropped off. And you and I were talking a lot about retention and all that kind of stuff. And I really was really thinking about things that why were people not really staying with it, even though everybody loved it. Everybody loved the gym. They loved the workouts, they loved the program, they loved everything about it, but they still weren't staying. And it just kind of something that I guess I knew, but I just really hadn't thought of really placing an emphasis on it. There just wasn't that emotional connection to the gym. It was just, hey, I go work out there. It's a great workout. But whatever, other things become more of a priority, I'm leaving. But when you establish the emotional connection like we have lately, then people stay, and they are just fanatical about the place now. It's completely turned around in the last 3-4 months.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've always said that, I think you hit us about the same time. It's like, with retention, we're dragging these people in the door, but they're going right out the back door.
Yeah, getting in the door has been the easy part.
Yeah,
we had over 700 people come through the door in 18 months. It's just, we don't work.
Until now.
Even though they enjoy the place.
So yeah, a lot of people look at these fitness centers and go, "That's an exercise facility." No, it's a community of people, and that's what you went down this road about how to foster that community of people, how to motivate them, how to empower them to do more. So tell us about your mentorship program. I call ours Pay It Forward program. He calls his a mentorship program, but
it's and it just kind of comes from the military background. In the military, when you go to a new command, you have somebody of the same rank as you, kind of a similar, they might have the same job, it's in the same department, whatever, and you'll get assigned, be assigned as your mentor, right? Make sure that, you know where all the stuff is that you need to know about. And I was like, there was kind of an element of that as well. I mean, I was getting bigger, people were getting more people in here, and I was just having a hard time making sure everybody knew everything they needed to know about the place, because there's a lot going on. So obviously, I was just like, hey, I just need to, and I always, and kind of part of my vision, back up a second, was always to have the members in some way or another running the show, so to speak. And the way I did that was I said, okay, well, I need to find, some people who are willing to, kind of take over this mentorship role in a voluntary way. I'm not, I'm not going to hire them as employees or nothing. I'm still small time. I can't afford that. So I can't even afford trainers at the time. So I'm like, hey, I just see if I can get some folks to come in, as a volunteer, really love the place. They've gotten into it. And it turned out, and as soon as I opened the door to that, man, it was just like, 8-10 people immediately were like, yeah, I want to do that.
Right.
They don't even care. They didn't ask for anything to do it. They just wanted to do it. And that kind of is a little bit of a testament to the type of clients we have. We have, mostly female and very alpha type of people who are managers. They run things, owners of things. We actually have our state delegate. She's a member here. So we have doctors and lawyers, people who are achieved, mostly, like I said, mostly females. So they are used to being able to, deal with people and organize things. So it was really easy to find mentors. I mean, that's the key. You got to find the right people. You can't find people who are kind of wallflowers or quiet. You know, you have to have people that are willing to reach out
Right.
and say, hey, let's go, let's do this, let's team up and do it. So, you know, after that, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So then we divided up. It wasn't just a mentorship thing. We actually said, okay, let's do the challenge. I said, let's do the challenge, you know, in a team format where we actually have the teams competing against each other. Because when you go individually competing against each other in challenges, after a few weeks, some people start to realize that they're not really in it anymore, and so they just kind of lose interest. But when you put them in that team dynamic, that changes everything. And nobody wants to let their team down. Usually, most of the teams are pretty closely, they're competing very closely, and then that just keeps the interest that much better. And then, of course, our mentors really keep everybody motivated to come in. You know, the energy level, the interest, the motivation is just tripled. You know, at least it's just
right.
It's been phenomenal.
Well, let me ask a few questions because you're
Sure.
doing it, and so it's kind of a great the way you're explaining it to people who haven't accomplished that before. What's that conversation look like or sound like between you and a potential mentor?
Well, like I said, it's somebody that has been here for a while. They've done a challenge or two themselves, so they know how that works. You know, they're bought in. You know, you can just tell they're the type. You know, I see them in the workouts. They're helping other people with, you know, forms, you know, and they're telling people, hey, you know, you need to. This is the best place around here for working out, for getting the results you want to get.
Right.
And you know, and they're just going up to people who just walk in the door and saying that. They're not waiting for, you know, somebody to introduce them or anything like that. They're just immediately grabbing people and say, hey, this is a real deal. You need to do this. So those are the type of people we get as mentors. And it's pretty easy. And usually they're after the first time, I was kind of just like pulling people aside like that, people who've been here for a while, and hey, you want to mentor? And of course, it was immediately yes. We kind of start now, you know. And you know, after the first challenge went over, then we had a few more. They were like, hey, yeah, I want to do this. I want to be a mentor. We've had others that say I can't do it now, but I want to do it later. So we got 10 mentors in this challenge, or 9 or 10, and you know, it's just they're all just fantastic, all doing great, and nobody's letting even the last place team to mentor, they're still coming in and doing the best they can.
So every mentor has a team?
Yep, every mentor has a team. They're kind of like a mentor team leader.
Okay.
And it's nice because it allows me to communicate to the masses just by communicating directly to the mentors, because I know they're going to turn around and disseminate the information. You know, we have the Facebook groups and all that stuff too going on as well. But if I need something that I really want everybody to know, like right away, I don't want people to wait to look at their Facebook page. I get to the mentors, they turn around, they text it out, or however they communicate to their people, and immediately it's known and we're good to go. It also helps with things like Zen Planner, which aren't the most user-friendly things in the world. And you know, with the new app, the MyFit Members app, you know, it's brand new, and we're testing that out in this challenge right here. So we, you know, I brought the mentors in, showed them how to use it, showed them how, you know, what all it entails, the whole concept and everything, so they could pass that along to their team as well.
Yeah, and my Fit Members app, if you guys are interested in that, you can look on the page here, click a link. But really cool about how it'll help you structure what you're talking about, which is leveraging people. And I did want to say a few things to that because I started down this road along with you and really looking at retention. And I was looking at our church, and our church has grown, gosh, in the last 2 years, it's tripled in size. I'd add on again. I'm going, how are they doing it? They're one of the fastest growing churches in the state. And I was at church this last Sunday, and a preacher read a letter from one of the members that how it changed his life. And it started out by saying the first day he drove in the parking lot, he said the very first day he got out of his truck, and a guy walked over to him and handed him a vest and says, hey, you want to help park cars? And he said that little act in itself put him to work helping others, which really made him more engaged with the church. And then he went on to say, another thing that really ties me to you guys is what you do in the community and how you just give to the community. So if you take them too and go, okay, you take a member and bring it in, which we call it the Pay It Forward program. And the Cumming Club, Aaron, he has a whole program out there, calls it Pay It Forward. And so the conversation and orientation is, guys, when you come aboard, there will be a time I'm going to come to you and ask you to pay it forward. And what that means is you got to help change somebody else's life. because the true growth of a human being is to actually help contribute and change somebody else's life.
Yeah.
And when they do that, the tendency of them falling back is almost impossible, because it just propels them to do even more.
Yeah.
And people want to help, they just don't know they can help. And then when you started asking, what was your response? Like, dang.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been a complete game changer here. That's and people, a lot of people they have different personalities. They come in, they want to get in shape, and they've taken that risk of saying, okay, I'm going to go try out this crazy boot camp I keep hearing about. They walk in the door, they're a little bit, and then immediately I say, hey, what, I usually divide it up by the times they work out, right? So I got, hey, what time are you going to be working out? Oh, I'm probably going to be working out after work at 6:30 or whatever. Okay, well, this is our mentor. She's going to be here all the 6:30 classes. Here you go. And she just takes it away, and then they're best friends from then on.
Yeah,
it's
amazing.
Just, and it really brings people out of their shell right there, and they're like, okay. After a week, they're bought in. They're like, hey, I'm going to start coming in the mornings and the evenings and doing 2 times a day. We have people doing 12 workouts a day because, they just can't get enough of the place. And,
wow.
It's also cross-pollinated. We got members in one team, and they're like, hey, I got friends on the other team, so I'm going to go work out with them too, and vice versa. It's just become a real big community, like you said, and it's everybody knows everybody. We got 200 people plus here now, and everybody seems to know everybody. And as soon as somebody walks in, it's like, hey, first name, hey, whatever, Denise or Deidre or whatever. It's everybody knows who they are, and after the workout, everybody's high fiving and fist bumping, and they're all taking big group selfies of each other, doing crazy stuff in the work after the workouts. And it's just by getting mentors involved, all these other creative, cool things that have just sprouted out of it.
Right. So when did you start this program? How many members did you have? I'm trying to lift my chair up so if I look kind of funny here. When did you start this program, and how many members you have when you started it?
I think when we first did it, and it was just kind of like a matchup. It wasn't really a team thing. Over the holidays, for the 0 pound challenge we did back in November, December. So we just kind of matched people up with a mentor, and kind of like, this person's going to kind of help you get to know us, and they're going to keep you motivated, that sort of thing. It wasn't really a team competition. But it didn't really work. I mean, we only had like 25 or 30 people in that challenge. So it was a little bit more manageable. I could really get to know people and see what they thought of it. And it was a huge hit. Everybody loved it. And we kept a lot of those people as members. And then once we moved into the big New Year's challenge, then we divided it up into teams and did the whole thing there. And that's when it was, yeah. And we were probably, when we came around to the new year, we were between 90 and 100, depending on the day. And then once we hit the New Year's challenge, I think we had 40 something new people coming in for the challenge. We kept almost all of them, plus everybody else that came in off of various other LBO, low barrier offers. And by the time we started the last challenge, or by the time we ended that challenge, we were up to about 160 members. And then when we started this new challenge, we had another 40 or so. And we had, and usually we only have about 6 or 8, 10 actual members do challenges. We had like 55 members join into this challenge.
Right.
And over 40 new people. We lost a few for whatever reason, but we were pretty close to 100. And I think we're down to about 93, 94 now. So for the whole challenge. And then, we're up over 200 members now.
So you found that bring these mentors in, so they're just like free employees, basically. Do you comp their membership any, or what do you do for them?
Yeah, well, what we did is basically what I said was, you're going to have a certain amount of new people on your team, or as your mentees, or whatever the word you want to use. And what I said was, the percentage of the members or the new people that you keep on as members will be the percentage discount you get on your following month's membership. For example, they have 4 new people on their team, for example, and they keep 3 of them. Then their next membership due after the challenge, they'll get 75% off of their membership for that month. So that's just
awesome.
an easy way to kind of keep it straight in my mind. I can just say, oh, I know what members stayed off their team. I say, okay, you kept 80%. Okay, you get an 80% discount on your next month.
That's awesome. That's something we use the MyFit Members app and do that with our trainers, and I love it. I just our clubs go a little bit deeper, which is fine. I think it works no matter what. And the whole premise of it is how do you engage your clients into helping other clients and really multiplying yourself. And it's not even yourself, because there's a different message that a client gets when they're getting a message from another client. For instance, if a new person walks in the door, I'm sure you have it happening there, like we had it at, Aaron had it at his club, that if a member's there, they're showing them around the club, not you. Am I correct? Yeah, they're showing them around. It's like a different message. By the time they come back around to you, they're pretty much sold because that member is pretty much. So it's like your members are taking ownership of your club.
Yeah, absolutely. And the mentors and the people underneath that mentor, they basically and they kind of, it's kind of an interesting dynamic that develops. They kind of treat the mentor as the owner of the club. Like, and it's like, I got the mentors coming to me. They're like, they're asking me all these questions about, membership rates and how to do this and what's going to happen, or, can we get this equipment, or can we do these types of moves? And I'm like, I'm not the owner. And, and it really is, it's a deep connection with the mentors. I don't get in the way. I really, like I said, I kind of look at the personality type that really just gets it. And I don't try to steer them in any big direction. I just kind of give them a few, overall guidelines. Just kind of say, okay, you just make sure that they understand every day, where you're at, if you're going to be here, if they have any questions, either answer them or get with me and I'll answer them. But I don't get too philosophical with it. I just kind of let them run with it.
Gotcha.
And if their people are happy, I'm happy. And that's kind of the way it's been.
That's awesome. So before we go into switch gears, I want to go into what you do with your trips and how you structure because I think that's very unique too. I do want to say that if there's anybody you want to nominate to be interviewed, put that in the comments. If you go ahead and like our page and you want me to like your page, put that in the comments too, because I believe that if you're going to do it for me, I need to do it for you. And 2, 3, I'm actually going to start developing a webinar that really goes deep into club culture. How do you get people to pay it forward, the unique things we do in the club, and then what we're doing outside the club as far as, the people that I've been able to work with and showing what they're doing and what my wife does in her club. So yeah, I'd love to share that knowledge for free. So we'll be announcing when those webinars start. So, but go ahead and tell us about your trips and how you use your trips. Well, a little bit about how the trips work. I mean, we're up to a little over 30 minutes. So a little bit about how the trips work and how you use them in your pricing structure.
Right. Well, let me start off by saying we just started it. So we haven't actually, we're using them as part of our challenge, and we've kind of developed a membership around them as a retention tool. So as a challenge, what we did is we set up the challenge, the team competition. The team that wins the overall points competition will get the trip to Cancun, which is a trip or two to Cancun. And some of you may have, been in contact with these guys, hotgiveaway.com. And it's trip or two, and you get the 2-for-1 airfare deal, although I think they've changed that a little bit. And everybody's really on board with that. And then also we give, whoever completes 40 workouts in the 8 weeks, will get the trip for 2 to Las Vegas. That's really kept everybody motivated to come in and work out, obviously. And then, as far as everybody gets a point per attendance. So they're really jacking those attendance up.
Right. So how much are these trips costing you as a club?
Let's see. I think the Las Vegas trip costs about $70 for me. But the more that you buy and you get a little bit better of a discount, but usually they pair them up each trip with a Cancun trip. So it turns out that if you, so for example, you buy 30 Las Vegas trips and he was kicking in 20 or 30 Cancun trips. So I'm getting 60 trips for the price of 30. So we're talking $35 per trip.
Wow.
So it wasn't that bad. It's not that,
That
and
$1,000. Yeah.
yeah. So and as I was coming up, and my prices weren't that high. I had some room to bring the prices up. So we did the $30 a week for the challenge. I think you guys do the same program, same type of pay schedule.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, and
so
$10
as far as your
$10.
memberships, is he there? I think he froze.
Did I freeze?
Yeah, you froze, but you're back. So as far as your memberships, though, tell us how you use the trips to do your 3 different packages and how it's able to upsell.
Right. So we had the standard package, $147 a month, and again, we talked a little bit about this. I don't do contracts. I want people demanding. I want people demanding to get in, not demanding to get out. In my opinion, when you create a contract in this business, at least, you immediately become an adversary to your client. And I don't want that relationship. I want them to feel free to leave anytime they want to leave. And we'll replace them. That's kind of my attitude.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. It's our job to keep them, and to add to that. I've been in the industry long enough to really felt this. If you have them under contract, and if they want to leave, they're going to leave. And then your choice is to sue them, which is not a good idea, or to send collections after them, which is not a good idea. And the amount of money you can get out of that is very minimal, but you burn them bridges forever. And whatever 5 people they've touched, you burn those bridges too. So our was a 30 to 60 day notice, and we want you back. So we understand that time's not right, but we're going to keep reaching out to you. And so we have people to come back in. I don't believe in contracts either. So
I don't. Like I said, it's as soon as you put somebody in a contract, you get the old prison chalk out, and they start marking the days till they get out of the contract. Who wants that, right?
Yeah.
Who wants to be considered something negative, have that negative experience along with going to the gym? So I don't do contracts, but the way we did it is we set up for the 147 standard membership is if you go 6 months unbroken, that means there's no gaps in your membership for 6 months. At the end of that 6 months, I'll give you the trip to Vegas. And then we moved up to the gold membership. That's $177 a month, and you get all the things you get with the standard membership. And then you get a choice of the Vegas. If you do the 6 months, you get the choice of a Vegas trip or one of the Mexico trips, Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, or Cancun. After the 6 months, of course. And there's a couple of things. We do some discounts on the challenges and discounts on supplements as well. We throw into the gold membership. And then the platinum membership, we go to $197 a month, and that's at the end of 6 months. As far as trips go, we give them the option of one of the Caribbean trips, which is Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and Jamaica, and I think they just added Costa Rica in there. And then, of course, if they'd rather go do the Mexico trips or the Vegas trip, some people just like going to Vegas.
Right.
So they can take another Vegas trip if they want. But we also added in all challenges free. 40% off of supplements, and they get a free 7-day detox for the 6 months.
That's awesome.
So that's basically how we structured the 3 different memberships. It's really taken off, and we have actually probably signed up more platinum members. We talked a few days ago, and it was about equal, but we've actually added several more platinum memberships in the last 2 days. So I think we're probably going to end up with a lot more by the time the challenge is over as well.
So it's pretty unique that you're able to upsell them just from the trips and discounts on supplements and stuff like that. So, and you haven't sold many of the 147 at all, have you? It's always been an upsell.
Well, we still have a few, but I think once they I've had several people who've said, "Hey, is it true?" And I was like, even though we explained it to them in the orientation, is it true that we get free challenges with the platinum membership? I'm like, yeah. And then they go, can I upgrade? Can I upgrade? So it's, because the challenges are so popular with the mentors and the teams and everything. And that's, it's a double-sided, it's a double-pronged attack there.
Dude, I like it. Well, as far as time-wise, I think we're going to have to get out of here. But it's been awesome. Your information's been a lot of help to a lot of people. So I love I'll give it a website one more time. Where do you get the gift from? The trip.
Oh, it's hotgiveaway.com. Hotgiveaway. Yeah, the guy that I've been dealing with, his name is Adam Johnson or Adam Johnston.
Okay.
And he's been the point of contact. like I said, it's the first time we haven't actually given them away. We haven't had anybody go on the trips yet. This is all kind of in the beginning stages, so I just want to make sure everybody knows that. I think there have been a few Fit Body owners who have actually sent people on trips and had good experiences.
Right.
I think Josh Gillingham and a couple of guys out in San Diego have done it.
Okay.
So they've reported good things. So so far so good. It's definitely a motivator, and you know, along with that, along with the mentor program, is really it's filled up the gym, and nobody's leaving.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, so hotgiveaways.com. Okay, that's right. And you only haven't mentioned your name. Does it help?
Sure. I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah, might as well. Shoot.
Yeah, I'll leverage you with that. I'll say, hey, man,
no
you know,
doubt.
all the people that just called you, that's me.
That's you, huh? All right. Before we end, though, you know, and I definitely want to check back on you another 6 months from now and seeing how your retention's going. Because if we can get a retention up above 80%, which I think it's very well possible with the whole mentorship program or the Pay It Forward program, because the amount of love that's going on and the amount of members helping helping each other is just amazing. And so, but retention's where it's at, guys. Retention.
Yeah, if I could chime in there with this, I've already out of 40, we had exactly 40 new people in the challenge, and we got 33 at least moving on, and there's like 3 or 4 that are on the fence, so that we're working on. So we might be up over 35 out of 40.
Well, let me throw an idea out, Chich. And Dusty's been using my Fit Members ever since day one, and when it had a lot of bugs in it. I mean, it was, it has a few, and we're still in beta, but it's getting better and better, and people are loving it. But what other clubs are doing with that is those people who don't sign for a challenge, they're actually selling them the nutrition membership and using my Fit Members to walk them through that. So it's not like they're going out the door with nothing. And plus, it's a way to really keep engaged with them and keep giving them back to come into the club and maybe do a workout free or so. And so far, that's been working great too. But cool. I want to thank you for taking the time out. Again, guys, if you want to be part of an interview, if you got something to share, I would love to hear from you. If you know anybody or you got a club that you just want to look inside of, give me a name and I'll reach out to them. I'm not shy. And then if you want to get access to last year's speakers, click that link below. This year's conference is about retention. All the speakers we have lined up is really hitting hard on retention. And we actually got some speakers this year that's outside of the Fit Body arena. Did that on purpose because there's a lot of other people that's doing some great things out there that we don't know about. And so I wanted to reach out and grab some people outside of our niche and really learn from them too. So, and we do have a few that's in there. Anna Larson's going to speak. She has an amazing, hadn't heard about what Anna's doing in her program. It's really amazing, the stuff she's got going on. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Dusty. You're amazing. I love your bald head. Hold on, my son.
Hey, God only made a few perfect heads, right?
Do what? I need his web address for the giveaways one more time. What's the giveaway? My son's going to put that link down. Hotgiveaways.com. Is that what it is?
Hot giveaway or hot giveaways, one of the two. Google hot giveaway. It'll pop up top of the list.
Hot giveaway. Just Google hot giveaway. All right, guys. Thank you so very much. You have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, Jerry. Take care.
All right. Thank you, buddy. Bye. That right there.